Finance Minister at IMF meeting, we expect non-oil revenues to increase. Gold prices will gain another 8% in 2025 to hit $3,100/oz, Goldman Sachs research. As this article states that demand from central banks pushes the gold price up, note that the country of Iraq has purchased 20 tons of gold this year herself. Why? Central banks have a very good pulse on things. It is their job to know how to diversify when need be. I'm going to tattoo 4782 on my arm. That's the Gazette number we think is hiding the new exchange rate. Masha Saleh, geopolitical controls push for the shift to official channels for currency trading. He is an economic advisor to Sadoni, and he is talking about how successful they are with economic reforms. Being able to track everything now has made a huge difference. They are still talking about raising the value of the dinar and giving purchasing power to every Iraqi. Keep in mind that notes that we hold, such as 25,000 notes, will always be their printed value. The exchange rate to US dollars should gradually increase based on Iraq's economic growth, economic renaissance, and success over time, and the development of their banking system. Many think Trump's State of the Union address to the nation will be big tomorrow night. Marks, and Kurdistan oil is supposed to start tomorrow as well. So along with the State of the Union speech, it should be a big day tomorrow. What does a digital Iraqi dinar mean for those of us who have the paper IQD? The truth of the matter is they hadn't said one way or another. If they go 100% digital, what you have to pay attention to is, does the digital only work for the people within Iraq? So it makes it okay for people outside of Iraq to hold paper currency, because if they go 100% digital, then that means we're going to have to give up our IQD. We're going to have to turn it in. Either we have to sell it back, or we're going to have to figure out how to get a digital version of it at the current exchange rate. I don't know if that's going to be possible. The odds are they're going to force people to sell the dinar. What does that mean for speculators? We're going to have to wait and see. Gold reserves grow by 45.1%. Quote, the central bank announced, today, Sunday, that gold reserves grew by 45.1% in the fourth quarter of 2024 compared to the same quarter of the previous year. Gold reserves increased from 12.29 trillion dinars in the fourth quarter of 2023 to 17.83 trillion dinars in the same quarter of 2024. We haven't seen it on the Forex just yet, but when you see warning articles about the Forex and you see education that they're putting out, alarm bells should be going up. These guys are really doing something. Do you think the central bank, US Treasury, Federal Reserve, want a new exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar? Yes, everybody wants it. Turns out the US Treasury, Federal Reserve, CBI met in Dubai. Is this an annual even? It must be important. We have security and stability, is what came out of this meeting. There is a huge amount of hype going on for tomorrow, big expectations going on right now on the RV side. Question: is this the closest you've ever seen this RV happening? Marks: this is absolutely the closet I have ever seen us. The CBI has announced that there are now 2 million e-wallets in Iraq, and that Iraq is developing a central bank digital currency. The best part of this is IT will force the RV if it doesn't happen sooner. The CBDC will be used in all cross-border payments, which is why K2 and Wyman has been there teaching the Iraqis about cross-border payments. This increases the likelihood that we will have the option of being paid on the RV with the Iraqi CBDC, or use XRP and convert your RV funds to any other currency you wish. Iraqi dinar hits 9-month high against the US dollar. This is good. This means the Iraqi dinar has grown in value. It's not much of a jump, but if you put things in perspective, it seems like a pretty big jump, signaling a positive shift in the national currency value. We want this number right here, 145,950 to $100 US, to go down. Iraqi dinar hits 9-month high against US dollar. Quote, the Iraqi dinar exchange rate has reached its highest level in the past 9 months, with the currency strengthening against the US dollar in both the Iraqi and Kurdistan region markets. Despite rumors surrounding potential sanctions on Iraqi banks, the exchange rate has remained stable, providing further confidence in the resilience of the Iraqi economy. Emo at this point in the monetary reform they are so close to giving the citizens the new exchange rate, which means we are so close to giving the new exchange rate to the enemy, to Parliament, and that's why Sudani wants all of the systems up and running, and that's why the Secretary of State came and made sure that's being done so we can detect every stealing that would occur. All of these moves from Sudani are because he's being guided by the United States Treasury and Donald Trump to make sure this time we hit the mark. A report by Reuters revealed on Tuesday that, according to 3 sources, talks aimed at accelerating the resumption of oil exports from the Kurdistan region of Iraq were postponed until Thursday due to disagreements over terms between oil companies and the oil ministry. The report, translated by Al-Malama, stated that the meeting was scheduled to be held on Tuesday, but the initial talks held on Sunday ended without reaching an agreement on key issues, including how to pay the dues of foreign companies operating in the region, forcing the meeting to be postponed for 2 days. It added that Iraq has been under American pressure to allow the export of Kurdish oil via Turkey, thus boosting supplies to the global market at a time when Washington wants to reduce Iranian oil exports as part of efforts to curb Iran's nuclear program. An Iraqi oil ministry source said that oil companies demanded clarification on how to pay off debts accumulated between 2022 and 2023, but were told that the meeting was held to discuss future exports, not past payments. A Kurdish official familiar with the meeting said that the oil companies and Kurdish officials will consult with the Kurdistan regional government before conveying their final position to Baghdad, while the sources explained that another outstanding issue is the company's quest for guarantees regarding their contracts. Member of the Parliamentary Oil, Gas and Resources Committee Nazim al-Shabli accused the Kurdistan region on Tuesday of obstructing the approval of the oil and gas law, considering the law the spirit of the political process. Al-Shabli said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the approval of the oil and gas law will contribute to preserving the oil wealth, noting that Article 112 of the Constitution stipulates that the federal government is responsible for drawing up oil policies in coordination with the producing regions and governorates. He added that the dispute between Erbil and Baghdad is behind the failure to approve the law so far, and this is what the region is working on to delay its approval within the Council of Representatives. He pointed out that the oil and gas law represents the spirit of the political process and a motive to resolve differences and control oil revenues, stressing that the region is putting obstacles to prevent the approval